Welcome back to the channel, lads and ladies. And I'm going to do a little bit of skipping forward here. This is the fantastic American T-25 medium premium tank. It really feels like just an overall upgraded version of the Sherman 76 that fits in the same slot, although that Sherman itself is a fairly good vehicle, as its constantly increasing battle rating attests to. What we're going to be doing in this battle is waging a one-man guerrilla war against the enemy team, so stay tuned for that. This is going to be a fun match. I have been playing World War mode a little bit. I've played I think 2 or 3 matches in War Thunder outside of World War mode, and I played a couple of battles with AmFam when we were running some operations, but I really I don't have the time to take part in the strategic aspect of the operations, which is really what I love the most. So I just ground out most of my star very quickly in other battles, the all battles tab, if you will. And I absolutely love that aspect of World War mode that's been consistent throughout all 3 runs of the event, that being that, watch a little bit of borkiness here. It hasn't ended yet. There will be more Bork, I promise you. Stay tuned for that. But, boy, I'm really pressuring you to stay tuned. No pressure. Just do yourself a favor and watch that bullshit. That is one of probably 3 definite ghost rounds I had today. And that's okay. It could be a lot worse. But it could be better now, couldn't it? Anyway, what do I love about World War mode that's been consistent from the beginning? That is the fact that you can pick your battles. The single player, or the solo matchmaker for World War mode is fantastic. You can choose a winning battle. You can even organize the list of available battles or ongoing battles according to what vehicles are participating. So you want to fly an aircraft, you'll see a lot of me in the CL-13B and the what's that Italian boy, the one with the Nord ASMs that are so very nice, G91 I think. Anyway, you can pick exactly what kind of battle you want to participate in. You can even see the odds, basically, as the battles are not balanced at all. It's the result of the tactical decisions made by the 2 sides as far as their commanders. So you can really set yourself up for a good time in World War mode, and that's exactly what I did. So I got a lot of victories very quickly because I chose battles where I would be on the winning side, because I just didn't have time to grind out the event. And what am I doing in this match? I told you. I'm taking a shot, I'm checking the map, I'm guessing where enemies are going to be, and I'm getting damn lucky on presuming that enemies are going to be using certain avenues of advance, checking where people get spotted, and just getting beautiful side shots on them, or binoculars shots when they're cresting a rise. And this is something that the T-25 performs perfectly. Like I've said before, if you're using the right strategies, this tank just doesn't get in your way. It has a little bit of everything that lines up perfectly for a player that wants to use mobility and sustained firepower to their best advantage. I mean, who even needs to take a shot? Armor doesn't even matter, but you can survive most SPAA and smaller anti-tank cannons at your tier, so there's a little bit of forgiveness for errors, but this is really a tank that is not intended to take a beating and keep on bleeding. Instead, that's the sounds of what is it? Sheep that bleat? I think it's sheep that bleat. And goats, what do they do? Mule? I don't know. The sheep goes ba ba, goat goes moo, right? You can tell I'm a country boy. But what's the fox say? Anyway, I'm getting silly. It's late. We're gonna get a silly number of kills here. Third person, snipe. Okay, one more tick on the rangefinder for Vidi, and we've done it. First try, works like a charm, 20% of the time. Anyway, I just had a total blast. Oh, the reason that I played 3 matches of regular War Thunder today is because I am continuing to grind out daily tasks. I completed my 3 special tasks, and I only need, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 more days worth of daily tasks to get my Tigor decal. And if I hadn't already bought pretty much everything that goes on the War Bond shop in terms of premium vehicles, I might even be tempted to grind for those 40 dailies and what is it, like 12 special tasks or something over the course of a month to get a free premium vehicle, which, by the way, is a great deal. You just play the game. It's probably more grind than your average event, but it's open every month, and you can even sometimes get your hands on some very rare vehicles like the Finnish captured KV-1B, or is it KV-1E? I'm not quite sure. The names on those things, you know, they change. It's like St. Petersburg or whatevs. But there we go. Poking holes in enemy players the way we do, and then repositioning. We can hear stuff going on. Our team still exists at this point, which is nice, but they're definitely being pushed back from the power positions on this map, which, in case you're wondering, is any spot that has a good field of view and some decent cover nearby, which tends to be around this middle, I guess you could call it a dune. I'd like to call it a ridge line, but it's a little less ridgy than I'd prefer for that kind of nomenclature. You can tell I'm definitely a professional geoarchaeologist. But rocks and dust aside, I was having an absolute blast in this match from start to finish. I felt like elite skills gamer, and maybe that's what I get for playing World War mode, where you really have to be aware of what's going on, because those battles are absolute insanity. And I was sure I was going to punch through the armor of that T-34 57, and then I was sure that he wasn't going to take out my cannon barrel. It's the surprises that kill you. Anyway, as we get slowly peckered to death by this stellinium dart spewing medium tank that fought well fought. He fought well fought. GG. We're not done yet, because I am even more in love with the AU-1 than I was before. Previously, this Corsair-style attacker was sort of like a Focke-Wulf with lots and lots of bombs, which is not really a terrible thing, but it definitely did not pull as hard as you would expect it to, and now it pulls a little bit harder. In fact, all of the control surfaces have a little more kick, and maybe the rudder has a little bit too much kick, but at least now it actually does something when you're flying with mouse aim, so that definitely helps. In fact, you can see the automatic use of the rudder right there. When I was flying a little bit cockeyed, we would have rotated oddly and wobbled around our axis a bit with the old flight model. So this aircraft has been smoothed, I would say, and it really is a lot more friendly to pilots now. Couple of bombs teleporting onto target, only managed to crit, but we'll be back. Practicing some low altitude repositioning the way I've been doing, facing radar guided SPAA and Tungunguses in the pseudo top tier matches that are World War Mode. It's interesting to see the haves and the have-nots, and I'm really not sure how I feel about that. The fact that in World War Mode, with this Cold War era battles that we've been playing, the vehicles that are available to anyone, regardless of progress through the game, are significantly less high tier than the most powerful things like MiG-21s, F-104 Starfighters, and top tier MBTs that are available to the people that have actually ground through top tier enough to unlock those vehicles. I actually don't have most top tier things available in the event, and I have a lot more in my American tree, but most of that isn't available in the event. Another thing that's not available anymore, a lot of spawn points from the enemy team, but they just keep on coming, and they keep on coming, they keep on coming, and they keep on coming, they keep on coming, and they don't stop coming. Okay, back to the rules. Let's hit the ground running on this commentary. Whirlwind, and we finish him very quickly with the 50 cal. We almost got cone of arc there, and I'd prefer we didn't. I've cut forward a little bit in this match because I wanted to leave enough time in this video for one replay, because my buddy Connor, that I don't know, he's a great kid, and we've had some good times together in the game of War Thunder. Just got back to playing, so I'm super excited. He sent me in something of a novel replay, and as things wind down for us here in this match, I will show you the results screen. It's a good one. I'm really looking forward to talking about what happened in Connor's match. So only one replay to show you all today, but this is part of my ongoing effort to kind of keep my videos below half an hour, just to make things a little bit more consumable. God knows, most of you guys probably don't, well, some of you guys might not have half an hour to sit watching me yak. You might have something better to do, but that's no yak. That's a Spitfire, I think, that just took down Connor's engine here in the oh geez, what is the name of this thing? I had it and I was like, I know this one. It's that other rank 4 premium heavy fighter in the German line that was one of the early additions from the user content program, and it is a beautiful plane, by the way, a little more rare these days, I'm thinking, as the other one. What is it? I just can't think today, sorry. The one that has the 20 mils and both flavors of 30 mil is just a little bit more popular, but with two MG151s, a lightweight airframe for a heavy fighter, hefty engines that put out lots of horsepower when they're not knocked out, and as you see, a surprising amount of survivability. Narrowly missing getting a wing clipped off. You definitely can't survive a collision in most aircraft in this game. Unless it's something stellinium infused, of course. And another spit a fuego, sitting at 3 kills and counting, as Connor, with heavy damage to his aircraft and 1 engine completely knocked out, along with the tail. I think that's called the tail horizontal stabilizers? Question mark. But yeah, he's taken some damage. He's taken a licking, and he keeps on ticking, and he's spending all of his energy here in a dive, using the meager amount of horsepower he has, but more than anything else, just sheer altitude to stay in the fight, as these enemy highly maneuverable light fighters just fail to maneuver effectively against him, as his teammates are also there for the support. Doe 335 very ready to give him a helping hand on killing off that Spitfire that already has half a wing blown off and is quickly crashing into the ground. Doe 335 pilot, never change. Securing the kill, and yet Connor awarded his 5th kill in an aircraft that was critically damaged from the beginning of the engagement. Tenacity, a good handle on his guns, and the willingness to play aggressively and spend his energy in the right places pays off with an ace, and I'm gonna say that Hans Zimmer, his pilot, does manage to survive this very smooth ditching in the sea. Anyway, speaking of ditching, it's time for me to go, and as usual, I've left a link for any of you to the Discord, which is the best place to get a hold of me. Not that I'm super easy to get a hold of. I'm a pretty busy guy these days. I've got 3 little kids, and they take up a lot of time. Brooklyn just started potty training for like the 3rd or 4th time, and I think it's going to work this time. But anyway, I've got some fun times coming up, and I hope you do as well. Catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.